is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck as a 2005 Ford F250 Crew Cab, XLT, four-wheel drive, 6.0 turbo diesel. It is a clear title. It was a dealer trade-in, and basically we buy any diesel truck over 100,000 miles. We've been buying if they're good trucks. The dealers can't get lending for their buyers on their used car lots when they have over 100,000 miles, and our presence on the internet is huge, and we can find cash buyers. That's why we buy them all. This truck is interesting. It's got a 4-inch lift. Got a nice set. It's a really nice truck. The things you need to know about it is, if you're a diesel guy, you'll understand this. It's got an EGR delete. Obviously, that makes them perform better. It's got custom exhaust from the motor to the basically to the rear bumper. That said, you will get a check engine light because of the EGR delete. When I do this video, we deleted we scanned it out, just so you know that. But I think the people who know these trucks know that they run a lot better with an EGR delete. But it's our job to tell you exactly what you're buying, so that you know. Okay. That being said, let's rock and roll. Tires are sweet. This thing's got a really nice set of tires. Here's your aftermarket suspension. I'd say the tires are at least 80% tread. This was a Nissan trade-in at the Nissan dealer here in town, which probably means the guy wanted to get a small car and save gas money. A little touch-up paint would be a good thing here. A little bit of a scrape here. This is probably the biggest wound on this truck, the only wound on this truck, and I think a little touch-up paint would probably do the trick. It's got a few little touch-ups here that I can see he's touched up before, but it's super straight. Really pretty truck. That's it. It says rough country. Shocks on there. It's my job to really find the negative stuff, what's wrong and not what's right. So if you buy it and you pay by wire and ship, you get it and you're happy. There's a little chip here, a little scratch there. See a ding right here, and a couple little things that could be touched up. Tires are awesome. I love seeing tires like this. You don't have to worry about those for probably another 20,000 miles. You've got a spare there that looks new. There's your suspension. Very odd for the rear bumper to not be hammered on a truck like this, but it usually indicates that he never towed, which is another good thing. When you have a tow vehicle, you almost always have a bumper that's just beat up from the hitch hitting the bumper, and the tailgate's all beat up. This one has a little scratch right here. This is pretty. Let's see anything going on here. Let's look on the roof real quick, then I'll start it. I'm going to fire it up, and you can look under the hood, and we'll look for the Ford stamps on the fenders and on the core support, just to verify that we haven't had any front end parts replaced. Alright, there's your Ford stamp here on the passenger fender. There's your Ford stamp on the core support. There's your stickers where they're supposed to be for the catalyst inverter. There's a stamp, Ford stamp there. that it's got that EGR valve showing there instead of a plate for show. You know what I mean? When you go to emissions, that's what we would assume. So basically what we're saying is you got an EGR delete. Please know what that means. Crud. Locks on. There we go. There we go. There's your driver rear window. Almost everybody who buys one of these trucks does an EGR delete after they buy it from us. I'm just telling you that it's already been done. And to know what that means as far as emissions concerns are in your state, how to deal with it, etc. Make sure there's no surprises in there. There aren't. Carpet looks good. This is a really good looking truck. Alright. Let's see. Power seat forward, power seat back, up, down, seat cushion in the back up, seat cushion down, front seat cushion down, seat cushion down. All those buttons work. Couple little bubbling up here of this thing. These things notoriously come off and come undone. That's very common. Alright, let's see. And we have a manual, and I can feel it, it's in there. Good. Alright, there's a driver window, passenger window, passenger rear window, driver rear window, locks, let's see, mirrors, out, in, up, down, other side, out, in, up, down. Okay, mirrors look fine. Power seat, back, forward, go down, let's go up and then down, up and now down. That works fine. Front seat cushion up, front seat cushion down. Rear seat cushion down, rear seat cushion up. Perfect. All right, tilt wheel, yes. I'm not really sure what we got going on here. Got a bunch of lights or something here. We got the strobe lighting package here. Kind of wondering if that's what it does in the back too. Of course it does. So you got this strobe lighting package going on there. Alright, let's turn those off. Get in here and put some really pretty running boards. Those are cool. And it's got air conditioning that works great. It's a nice hot day in Tucson. This is about our last middle of September. We'll be done with the hundreds here probably this week. It's Friday. So I have to say probably by next Wednesday or so we'll have our last 100 degree day. 173,537. Really well maintained truck.
Participation in this government benefit program is subject to
eligibility. Radio, it's got a 6-disc changer. There's the air. Perfect. Alright, let's see. What else we got? Cup holder. It's going to be there. Got the toe on and off. There we go. Got cruise control. Let's back it up here and test the, that's off, that's on. Let's test the parking sensors and make sure that we have them to work. They work. Parking sensors work. Let me pull forward here and we'll test the 4-wheel drive. Neutral, 4 low. Alright, we're in 4 low. Put it in drive. That's definitely 4 low. Put it in reverse. Yep, 4 low is fine. Put it in neutral, 2-wheel drive. Now we're in 2, drive, and reverse. So 4 high is fine. Neutral, and 2-wheel drive. Let's go for a ride. Alrighty. This thing's on a clear title, so no need for an inspection. It's not a theft recovery. It's a clear title. It was a trade-in at the new car dealership. So if you come to Tucson to drive it home, you're going to have to pay dock fee of $250, and you're going to pay taxes. Taxes are 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. If your state tax rate is 3%, then you're going to pay a total of 5% taxes and a $250 dock fee. If you pay by wire and ship, there's no dock fee, no taxes. You just deal with those situations in your state if you have to. Remember that there's an EGR delete. Right now, there's no check engine light, but there will be. That's what EGR deletes do. So whoever owned this thing probably ran around with it for 173,000 miles with a check engine light on. We scanned it out just to see that you could when you went to emissions. That being said, there's no guarantee that it'll pass emissions. So make sure you know what you're doing with the EGR deletes. Okay, obviously it makes them run better. There's a reason for doing it, but we're being completely upfront with what we're going here, and we're going to put that in the contract. Okay. What else? If you're on eBay, this is not a new car. Okay, please make sure that you read the ad. Look at the bottom where we tell you what we know is typically the weakness of each make and model. Whether it's a Chevy or a Dodge or whatever. In this case, it's always the EGR. And please look that over. Make sure you know what you're buying. Realize that the Ford engineers would warranty these things for 1 million miles and 10,000 years if they could, because it would make this thing worth a fortune. There's a reason they put a limit on the miles and on the year to warranty them to, because they don't know what's going to happen. Jump on it here. That's the residential area, so I'm not going to try to get a ticket here, but turn around here and try to do it again without getting a ticket. Runs great. Love this truck. Anyway, if Ford doesn't know what's going to happen with it after a certain amount of miles and years, there's absolutely no way that Little Wheel Kinetics can know. We can give you these videos, give you as much information and pictures and videos and tell you what we know, and that's about it. What's going to happen to it the day you get it from there on after, we have no idea. And please look at our other videos. I say the same thing about every car. If you're looking for a vehicle that's brand new, they're at the auto mall. And this truck, being an XLT, its new version would probably be in the $45,000 area. Obviously, you're paying a small percentage of that for this truck. It's a beautiful truck, and you've just got to assume that the money you save, some of it's going to have to go into fixing it at some point for whatever happens to it. Okay? Also, if you get your deposit in, it's a sold vehicle. If we don't have a deposit and we just have agreed upon price, it's still for sale. So get your deposit in. Once we have your deposit, we'll put your name and a banner over the vehicle at wheelk.com, and you'll know it's yours, and we'll stop talking to other people about it. Okay? Until then, it's for sale. It happens way too often where we get, I'm going to pay X amount of dollars, and please take it off and don't sell it to anybody. And we do that, and then inevitably someone shows up 10 minutes later with a handful of cash. We have to tell them it's sold, and then the person who it's sold to never shows up. And that's not happening anymore. That's not our policy anymore. It's cash. It's the only thing that will hold the car. Okay? Anyway, that is it. This is a really nice truck. Thank you very much for your time.